You tell he wasn't all with it.
Did he go to the hospital or?
That I don't know. I don't think so.
No.
Just that you guys showed up, right?
Fell on the roof?
This will work out for now. Maybe
Not enough for days like today.
double.
It's 1 minute.
Still not gonna be on it.
6:30 right now.
I did.
And minute, 10 seconds.
I could probably.
Three exact.
Cake.
Well, I think we gotta keep going here, because if no one's rolling, we're live. All right, I'm gonna call this joint public hearing to order. We have the Village of Big Bend Board of Trustees and the Planning Commission here. We're here to receive public comments pertaining to the request for a conditional use grant to develop a 16-lot, single-family residential planned unit development, and including consideration of the associated preliminary plat. This request pertains to village tax parcel number BBV 2112993003, which contains approximately 35.5 acres of land. Such parcel being located adjacent to and south of Hannaberry Avenue, just east of and adjacent to the Ripplebrook West subdivision in the village of Big Bend, Wisconsin. The property is zoned R2 residential district. The property owner is Stephen Stiza. And we will open the floor for public comments. If you have public comments, please, did you put a sign-in sheet up?
Yep.
Okay, sign-in sheet and stand up, state your name, and carry on, please. Just start with Rich. As long as nobody wants to start, I will start with written in list of questions. This is from Rick Drawl. We cannot attend the meeting on Thursday, but we are hoping some of their questions can be brought up. One, will this new subdivision have a retention pond? Two. Question number 2, how will this subdivision affect the actual creek between the two subdivisions? Will there be any pollution or runoff issues?
Yep.
Number 3, will the creek remain as is with its natural surround of trees?
The creek will remain as is, any dead or diseased trees will be removed.
Will there only be one access road to the subdivision?
Yes, only one.
How is this in Big Bend? Houses on either side seem to be in Vernon.
I don't know how to
You can ask
answer
that
that.
about any house in the village.
Alright, there's always a line drawn somewhere.
Land was annexed in years ago. Is there a map of the 35-acre plot? Well, of course there is. You can email this to Mr. Grawl, I presume.
You send them the air photo with the yellow boundary also. With the what? The air photo that has the yellow dash boundary around it. And the
Oh,
Yep.
And is there any way to actually find out the answers to our questions since we cannot attend the meeting? Aaron will take care of that too.
There's one question I'd like to also answer, okay?
Sure.
I think the first one where he said, surprised Ripplebrook West did not have a retention pond, and it was exempt because there was the soils weren't suitable, and they just let it kind of run through the tall marsh grasses there to screen it. So it was exempt by the DNR.
There are people here for this item, just so you know, this is the public hearing period. And then the regular meeting of the planning commission starts at 7 PM. And that item will be taken up for review, discussion, and action by the planning commission during their regular meeting that starts at 7 PM. It's one of the earlier items on the agenda.
Well, you did say you're having 2 retention ponds?
Yes.
Where are they gonna run off after the retention pond?
Where do they go after that?
Right into the creek.
One goes to the creek and then one goes,
It'll all end up in the
it's
creek.
like it goes to the back of the old gravel pit. And then there's an overflow from there, but I don't think, well, I shouldn't say that it will never overflow, but I don't believe that it will, you know.
Because we're on the bottom of the creek and
I know you are.
we're getting one for the other one besides.
Do you know when they're redoing 164, if there are plans to put a bigger culvert in that creek?
I have no idea. Sometimes the DNR and the DOT, they wanna restrict the flow.
Yeah, but you know,
The back, I
when you
understand
restrict
that,
the flow,
it's not,
his yard fills up. That's why,
I understand that.
I mean, just down the road, they got a
You know.
huge box culvert by
Right.
a golf course there,
Right.
where used to be the old golf truck cars. I just didn't know.
That's a
I didn't know
question
if
for
you talked to the
that's a
state.
question for the DOT or the DNR, not me.
Yeah, he has to kind of do what the DNR tells him to do. He's not at liberty to design it. That's all mandated by the state.
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys had contact with their plans for,
Our engineer will review it and make sure everything's done up to whatever it's supposed to be.
I haven't heard anything pending with respect to changes in the 164 corridor
Cause I've had one over the road twice now since
at that culvert point.
that culvert got put in. And that was before the other subdivisions were put in.
Might be
Something
some-
I think.
I was gonna say, that might be something I can have Eric contact the county about to see if there's an obstruction in the culvert.
that's what I say, I think you guys would have more pull than us, you know, if you could just suggest, I mean, you got a 36-inch culvert upstream, and you narrow it down to a 30-inch culvert, it don't take rocket scientists to figure it out. There's more water coming through there, and you can feel that out.
That's an off-site issue with respect to this subdivision plat, the ditch in 164, but the relationship is clearly there.
Yeah, and with the subdivision plans today, the pre-development runoff, that right now, that runs off the site, I have to meet that standard after my post-development, after it's completed. So it's sized, all the ponds are sized and calculated for the post runoff, which is all the rain runoff goes into the pond and is supposed to meet those same standards.
Did you got names of commentary over there?
I sent the list around. Sure.
And I guess another thing I'd like to bring up too is, there's a little piece that's like in the, kind of the upper northwest corner, which is west of the creek, and it abuts Jay Peterson's property. And he's been maintaining that over the years, and I guess if the village could see that I could split that triangle off and just deed it to Mr. Peterson.
That only takes real estate from the outlot as far as I can see.
Correct.
Yeah, so I don't think that would be an issue at all.
Okay.
Is that burning?
No,
But it's still the, Mr.
Well, it's this corner here.
Okay.
I can point out the corner if you have any questions, you know, if you're not sure where it is.
Get us up on screen here.
Yeah, it's this corner. Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Peterson is in Vernon though, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So then that would
Oh,
have to
he's
be,
in Vernon.
that would have
Yeah.
to be a change between townships.
Yeah, that you
Sorry.
can't do, without a petition for detachment,
Why is that?
because you can't transfer land into the town of, into the village of Vernon.
Well, who's saying it's gonna be transferred?
Oh, he's gonna retain
Gentlemen's
that as
agreement?
Village of Big Bend.
Pardon?
He's gonna retain a portion of it as the Village of Big Bend?
No, why not?
Yeah, actually, that can happen. I'm just going through an experience about this, with a CSM that's being created. It's taking part of a city lot and part of a village lot and combining them.
Well, it could just be a separate tax gain, it's just a
Yes.
tax lot.
Yeah.
It's just unbuildable.
Yeah, as long as you don't, intend to build anything on it, you can,
No, it's just,
I don't think you
most of the
could.
road is, it's just the little outlot, that's all it is.
yeah, so split it off as another outlot. is
It's
the way to
probably,
go.
what is that, that's just only a quarter acre, if that.
Yeah, I think it's less than that, yeah. Pretty far south.
Oh, did I skip right by it? This would be Jay Peterson's, and I think it's this triangle right
Yes.
here that you're talking
Yes.
about?
Yeah.
Any more public comments? Any more public comments? Third and final call for public comments. If there are no more public comments, I will entertain a motion to close this public hearing.
So moved.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
I make a motion for the board to adjourn this meeting.
I'll second that motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing is now closed. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, 15 minutes worth.
Do we have any other maps on Ripplebrook except for this one that we're looking at tonight?
I have this bigger one.
There was one previously given here.
Here. Oh, Mary's got the big one.
Cleaner to look at than all the lines quickly.
I told you, Steve, it's hard to see all those lines in there. I asked them to shut the topo layer off, but they couldn't.
There might be two of them there, Mary.
Oh,